Hey guys, Reaper the Rage, hope you're having a fantastic day, and yeah, I apologize ahead of time for this video. It is currently like 2:30 in the morning. So I was kind of laying in bed, and I was watching Jev, and then I was watching uh, Fra Fat Francis, is that what we call him, or yeah, whatever his name is, the big fat guy that always rages and whatnot, and I got to thinking. So I'm gonna say there. Let me first say that I was watching FaZe Jev, and he was funny and whatever. And no, I'm not a fan of FaZe. I'm not a fan of their sniping abilities, right? Okay, and that's nothing to say that they can't do it. I mean, they can obviously do it. They hit these dank no scopes or whatnot. But I'm not a part of the quickscoping community. I honestly hate that. I think it kind of ruins the actual sniping gameplay for people like me who actually snipe. It kind of like demeans the meaning of the word sniper a bit. I mean, quickscoping is an aspect of sniping. It's not its own thing. Okay, it is like a break. It is like a sub corner of actual real marksmanship. But I was basically watching FaZe Jeff because I like his personality. He's funny. He's entertaining. He's got shortish videos, whatever. Kind of ironic. Seems how I usually put up really long videos. And he was talking about his like supply drop luck and whatnot recently with like Black Ops 3, and that could be a whole other video in itself that I'm probably gonna be making at some point. Um, but yeah, so he was talking about that, and then he was talking about how he doesn't like to watch his own content back because it's kind of cringy for him to watch himself and hear himself, and he doesn't like to hear himself talk, and how he wanted to like what he thought of years ago when he first started making content on YouTube. He said something along the lines of that he wanted to kind of do like a podcaster thing, just pure voice, no webcam, and just get a good mic and whatnot, and just talk and be one of those guys. And then he changed over the years, which is good because I think his personality and his playstyle and whatnot kind of work for his videos, and I think his content wouldn't be as good as it is without the webcam, without his attitude and his little antics that go on in the webcam during the video, and his reaction to things. I mean, if you didn't see Jev's face when he gets fucking destroyed and he starts getting angry, a little fluffed in his face, it wouldn't be as good. So that got me thinking, where I want to take the channel, where I've been trying to take the channel, what I've been thinking about lately. And so after that, I didn't think too much about it. So it was kind of sticking in the back of my mind. And then I watched Francis, and he was talking about something where he like screwed up. He was talking about something. I didn't actually finish the video. It was something to do with Matthew Santoro. I think that's the guy that does like the top tens, and he apparently plagiarized somebody. I don't know the full details, so I can't really speak on the issue. But he then said something about how he'd done YouTube 6 years ago, and how people were like complaining about new content, and how he liked people being critical of him, but people were being too critical, and that basically some people can't be pleased, and he doesn't know what people want from him because there's so many conflicting interests and whatnot, and people aren't really getting their point across in the right way, and that's nothing. That's nothing to say that to support Francis and say that he's being like this, that, or the other about it. He's not being really like oh, you shouldn't be picking on me, don't be hating on me. No, that's not what I think he meant. I think he meant that that there is constructive criticism and then there's pure hatred, or there's non-constructive criticism, because non-constructive criticism and hatred are two separate topics. Non-constructive criticism can just be, oh, you should do this. Well, okay, could be more specific. No, just do this. Well, could like saying your videos could be a little louder. Okay, do you want me to yell? Do you want me to edit it louder? Do you want me to get a different microphone? What I mean, there's a million different ways to go at this. Do you want me to decide? I mean, in depth, and then of course hatred would be just, well, you sucked. Like that's not constructive criticism at all. That's not even non-constructive criticism. That's just straight up being a douchebag. But it got me thinking as to where my content was and how I was creating and what I wanted to do with the channel, and how I wanted to kind of conduct myself. This also came, interestingly enough, when he was talking about his content, and then I thought about Jev's video, and then I thought back to a video Sky Does Minecraft posted. He was doing some kind of mail unboxing thing, and he was talking about how like somebody apparently sent him a letter asking him, what's a good way to go on YouTube, and what's a good way to create content, this, that, and the other. And he was giving tips, the usual stuff: get a good microphone, this, that, and the other. And then he said, be yourself. And it is cliche. I'll have to admit, even he said it was cliche. But yeah, he's right though. He's right. People should just be themselves, and you know, and I feel like I've kind of done that, but I haven't done it well enough. I haven't been really true to myself as to what kind of content I'm making. I'm making what I think people would want to see rather than what I would want to see. And I've been, you know, kind of trying to think of it from the viewer's point of what you guys want to see, and I really don't want to ignore you guys. Like, I really want to put good content out there. I want people to be entertained, and I want people to, you know, have a good time watching my videos. That being said, I also want my videos to mean something to people. I don't just want it to be, oh, he's entertaining. I don't want it to be like Vanoss Gaming, where it's like, oh, haha, he's playing a game. That's cool. You know, I don't want that kind of like let's play type of thing to it. I want, or a better example would be Jacksepticeye. Not hating on Jacksepticeye, I love that guy. He's actually one of the reasons I got into YouTube. Him and Drifter, they were pretty much the two channels that I followed mostly, and they were pretty much the reason I really started to try hard and make some good content and whatnot. And yeah, so all of this kind of has been compounding over the last week. I went back and I had one of those weird YouTuber moments. If you're a fellow content creator, you probably had this moment yourself where you go back and kind of look at your old work. And I've been on YouTube now for about, I think it's been like almost 2 years, been like little over 2 years, something like that. Because I think I started in like February 2014. And so that was like my no, it was February 7th. That's it. February 7th, 2014. And it was, I want to say, yeah, I want to say it's like 2 years to the dot, or you know, it's like it's been a good while. Basically, it's been at least a year and a half. It's been because I remember creating content like back when I was, you know, like 17. So that's when I really started kicking into high gear and trying to make stuff for you guys. But back then I was kind of naive. I was kind of foolish. I thought, oh, I'll just make some YouTube videos and then everybody will like me. Well, that didn't happen. You know, as is probably the case with thousands and thousands of other guys. And you know, people think, okay, it's YouTube. How hard can it be to create content? Well, it can be very fucking hard. So I've been trying to do better with the thumbnails and trying to get the unique, you know, the snapping intro thing. I like that. That's me. That's something. I can't be really responsible for that intro though. I can't really take credit for that. I think I got kind of inspired by Jacksepticeye on that one, because he has the he has the high five at the beginning of his videos, and I thought I need something niche. I need something that when people turn on the video, they'll be expecting it. Because every time I watch a Jacksepticeye video, I'm waiting for the whoosh, top of the morning, TLAs, my name is Jacksepticeye, and you know, and that's pretty much what I try to do. And I took the, you know, the I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. I kind of borrowed a little bit of that from Jimmy, or Chaos X Silencer. I kind of borrowed that from him, and I like those things about their channels. Now, I'm not trying to steal their niches or anything. I'm not trying to steal what they are. I just like those things. I want to adapt them to myself, and I thought those would be good for me, and you know, they really are. I feel good about them. I feel like that could be something good. I'm talking kind of loud for 3 in the morning, but I thought they could be kind of good. So that's kind of why I did it. I kind of figured that was something for myself, and I hadn't done that in so long. So back to the story of, you know, I was looking at my old content from back in the day, from back when I first started, and some of my old content were montages. If anybody's still on the channel from those days, I had made content that was, you know, it was basically montages and me giving my thoughts on things. I mean, kind of like the Reaper rants, but not really. They were kind of, it was really subpar commentary. It was, oh, it's so atrocious, so cringy. It's so cringy. But, yeah, it was mostly montages and gameplay and silly things, you know, and that was back when I thought, okay, people just want to watch me play the game and have fun, you know, and that's what I thought people wanted, and I guess, you know, people don't want that, people don't want this. Well, I don't really give a shit what people want anymore. I've gotten to the point where I don't care what would be funny. I don't care what would be good. I'm not saying I'm going to make shit content from now on. I'm just saying that I'm going to do what I want to do. Like the montages. When I was watching the montages, I was sitting there thinking, wow, I had such a good time with this. Why didn't I keep going? You know, I loved these things. You know, I'm sitting there like, man, this is so good. This is funny. You know, and in the montage they had the music, and the music was copyright. So I mean, it got striked in Germany. Fucking Germany. I don't know what's wrong with Germany. They hate copyright music. But I'm sitting there watching. I'm like, man, this was really fun to edit these together and get these clips together and put this in. And you know, I think I'm gonna return to that. I'm gonna try and make like a montage a week of like just whatever happens in game, whatever I find fun that happens in a game, some interesting clips, and I'm gonna use royalty-free music this time. Probably from Technomax because he makes some decent stuff. But I'm watching those and I'm thinking, wow, this was back in my prime. This was when I was me. This was when I wasn't thinking, okay, when are we gonna hit 50 subscribers? When are we gonna hit 100 subscribers? Am I ever gonna get that big? Can I get that big? And I don't know. I've been in kind of the slump. I've been kind of internet depressed, basically. Not like actually depressed or anything. People with actual depression, you guys are troopers, and I think you guys really do deserve some respect for that. I mean, it's hard living with something like that. Luckily, I had a depression phase when I was younger, and it was not fun. I was kind of in my room all the time. It lasted a few months, and then I got out of it. That's a story for another time, though. But basically, what I mean by internet depressed is that I've been making content, but I've been making it sort of as a routine, sort of as a normality for me, where I get on, I record a game, I edit out the intro and outro, whatever, and then I just go and I upload it and it gets 2 views, 3 views. Hell, Trick or Treat actually just got like 10 views, which is ecstatic for me. I mean that not saying that it's bad that I'm not getting as many views, but what I'm saying is that I would like to get more views. I would like people commenting. I would like to be on the radar. I mean, I'm kind of sick of. I don't want to sound like I'm ungrateful because I'm grateful for everybody that watches my content. I mean, even if it's just like one guy in Singapore that thinks I'm a funny American, I would be grateful for that one guy. But it just, I mean, I keep hearing over and over with these YouTubers when they do fan mail stuff like that. They say, just be yourself. It'll take time. We were on, we went on for like 5 years. I mean, Neebs Gaming, they did a thing, and usually when they talk about this, they say like, App Store usually kicks in and says, oh yeah, we were making cartoons for what, like, 10 years, and we didn't get there in 5 years, and I'm sitting there like, well, when's it gonna happen? Because, I mean, I'm only 2 years in, so maybe it's gonna happen in like 2 more years, 3 more years, I don't know. But yeah, that's basically where I was at, where I've been making content. I mean, I've got still. I think I just actually did my last bit of editing. If I did it, yeah, I just edited up my other Reaper rants, and I'm waiting to edit up some little itch.io game that I'd recorded called Cultivate, and it's. I don't know, it's just one of those things, and I feel so good when I do Would You Rather, and I feel so good when I did well, one of them's up by now. So I'll talk about my Reaper and Infinite Warfare thing. The Battlefield 1 trailer reaction is coming. I did make a video on that, so if you're wondering if I did make a video on that, yeah, it's coming. It's going to be up, actually, the day following this, or the day... Actually, no. No, because today's 8. So, no, I edited the videos today, so then Infinite Warfare will be up tomorrow at 3, or technically today at 3, because it's 3 in the morning, and then tomorrow at 3 will be Battlefield 1 trailer reaction. So it's gonna be interesting. But when I made that content, when I make Would You Rather, I get to get my point across. I get to get my thoughts out, and that's what I really enjoy doing. That's why you'll see me in games. I kind of try to tell stories. I kind of try and make philosophical statements when I can. It's because deep down, I try to be a very intellectual person. I don't know if I'm not trying to say I'm an intelligent person, but I try to think a lot. I like to be a critical thinker. I like to, think very deeply about things and think, maybe the world's more connected than we think. And maybe, people are more, I don't know, people should be together more than they are. And people should, cooperate more than they do. And I realize some people just can't, but just don't cooperate, and that's they were kind of just born that way, I guess, and they're just playing the role they were given, and they're just part of this big machine we call life. There's evil people, there's good people, there's people in between, and I think the in between is where most of us lie. I think there's a few good people, a few bad people, and I swear like 95% of the world's just a bunch of people in the middle of the morality spectrum, just trying to get by and trying to figure out life. And that's one of the things that right there, that segment, that really hits me. That hits me at home. That is coming from me. That's deep inside my own thoughts that came from. I mean, I just thought of that on the spot. That's actually how I feel about the world. That's my thoughts. That's what I want to convey to you guys. I think my point is that I've used the game medium as a way to do it, but I think it's time that I branch off from that. Basically the thing to take away from this video is that I will be not discontinuing my Let's Plays and whatnot, not stopping playing games altogether. There is still a lot more visual novel stuff I want to do, and a lot of, games that will be coming out that I'll be playing. But I think I might tone it back a little bit and only make content that I feel is good, that I feel I would like to have on my channel. How do I want to be represented? A couple of videos a week that are, X feet long, whatever. But I am continuing Iron Bread. Don't worry about that. I'm continuing Iron Bread, and we're getting intense with that bread, and we're gonna make it toast. But yeah, games like that will continue. Would You Rather is definitely gonna continue. Many games, any games I start playing in the future will continue. Definitely gonna do a whole series on Homefront: The Revolution when it comes out in, what do you do, a week and a half. So yeah, it's not like I'm stopping the gaming on this channel completely. But I am going to be focusing a little more on topics and discussions and videos like this, where I just sit down and talk to you guys and we go over some stuff together. And I really think that's where I want the channel to head. That's where I want to go with it. I want to kind of, steer away from it, steer away from the gaming side of it, and go more towards the intellectual side. I want to try and get some thoughts out to you guys. I want to try and make you guys into critical thinkers too, because at the end of the day, I think it's good for everyone to really analyze their life and really think about bigger questions and bigger problems in the world. Think outside the box, basically. That's kind of cliche, I know, but that's about as close I can get to what I want to try to say, because for me, it's always been so hard in my life. When I was younger, I had no filter. I had like nothing, and just just language spewed from my mouth. It was verbal diarrhea, basically. I couldn't shut up. I still can't shut up. But at least when I talk this time, I try and talk with purpose. When I was younger, I didn't talk with purpose. Every single thing that was on my mind came out of my mouth. I didn't think. Got me into some heated arguments with my brothers when I was younger. We got into some scraps here or there, and they did. But we were all hothead kids, that's to be expected. But I think the thing I think the thing I want to convey is that yeah, the gaming side of it, I'm still a gamer at heart. I will always be a gamer, and that is my life, and that will always be my life. I will be 90 years old playing, Call of Duty, whatever the next COD is for that year, down the road. I don't even know if they'll continue Call of Duty if Vonderhaar and all them die off, because they're going to go one of these days, and, God knows where the studios are going to go with it then. Which is kind of interesting. That could be a video in itself as to what's going to happen when some of the heads of these studios that have brought us all these great games are going to die. Like, what's his face? That made all the great, like, Spirited Away. Hayao Miyazaki? I think his name is? Yeah, Hayao Miyazaki. I got Spirited Away case sitting over there, and Spirited Away and Nausicaa Valley of the Wind. Oh my God, such good movies. And he died. And Hayao Miyazaki, I'm sorry, hold on. I don't want to butcher his name because he is a really great man. He was a really great man, and I want to respect his memory, and I want to give him Hayao Miyazaki. Hayao Miyazaki, that is his actual name, and I didn't want to butcher his name. I didn't want to mess it up because he was a great man, and his movies really inspired me. Spirited Away, Howl's Moving Castle, Nausicaa Valley of the Wind, all great films, and that's what I'm talking about with some of these creators, is like, what are we going to do when they up and die, and they leave the credit? Tom Clancy, Tom Clancy pretty much helped build up what is known as the strategy shooter. Rainbow Six, and Counter-Strike. Counter-Strike wouldn't even be a thing without Tom Clancy, right? And, one of these days they're going to make a game that doesn't have Tom Clancy's name on it. There's going to be that studio will still exist, but Tom Clancy's, name will no longer be attached to it because he'll be gone for so long that the title royalty runs out and they don't use his name anymore. But, that's an interesting thing to think about, and that could be a video in itself to talk about. Man, I can't believe I did this at 3 in the morning. I really, I really had to get my thoughts out, and, oh man, I feel like I should edit this. I feel like it should be a much shorter video. I feel like I should be getting my thoughts more clearly out to you guys, not just rambling. But that's what I do. That's me. That is Reaper the Rager. That is my thoughts on things. Don't worry, the streams aren't going anywhere either. The Saturday and Sunday streams, 3 to 6 p.m. Those will still be on every weekend. I've kept up with it for like a month and a half now, so I'm happy about that. That's one thing in part of my routine that I'm very glad about, and I think that could be my routine. I think as long as that's my only routine for the week, I think my other content can pretty much go to hell. I mean, it just seems like, I don't know, it just seems like I don't need as much routine as I do. I don't need to be not so much pushing myself. That'll make me sound lazy if I say it like that. But if I'm trying to phrase this properly. It's so hard, getting what's out on your, yeah, getting what's in your mind out. See, I mean, I can't even talk right now. I'm tripping over my words. But yeah, it's like the streams could be kind of the routine thing for the channel, and then the daily videos will change. Maybe I'll post something, maybe I won't. I mean, I'm still gonna try and bring you guys content, but it probably won't be the content that you've been seeing. I mean, Would You Rather and I Am Bread and stuff like that. That'll still be around, obviously, but some of the lesser stuff, if I don't like play a game and record a whole series on it, I'm probably not gonna post it. I mean, I deleted Poke MMO and another game. Oh, it was another itch.io game that I played, and I thought it was cool for the channel, but then I looked at the footage and I'm like, why did I record this? Why did I think this was good? This is boring, People are just watching me fail at an RTS for, fucking 30, 40 minutes. And I'm sitting there like, no, why? Why would I go through that? Why would I want to put anybody else through that, And so I think a good analogy would be, I'm going to try and treat the channel like I did growing up. Like my channel was in its infancy with the gaming aspect of it and the side with the sort of the content side of it. It's been in its infancy, it's been in its childhood, and it had no filter, just like me. It had no filter. I started putting whatever I wanted up, and I didn't think about it. I didn't think, what do I want to be seen as, and is this really representative of me or my thoughts or my feelings on things? And now I think my channel is finally going to, kind of evolve and kind of grow up and become more like me, where I try to think about what I want from the world, and I try and get, connected with the bigger picture, and I try and better myself, and I guess I'm going to have to try and better the channel as well. But that is enough rambling for me. You guys probably clicked off the video by now, but anybody who stuck around this long, I mean, you deserve something. So I guess, I don't know. You want a claptrap? I'm sorry, I'm loopy. It's 3 in the morning. I really need to go to bed. So, I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, do the usual. Like, subscribe, check out my streams, and I will see you guys in the next video. Reaper the Rager, signing off.